Hey everyone, today we would like to introduce you to Chromatic House, a contemporary family home located in the suburbs of Gurugram, Haryana. Designed by Anagram Architects, this home cuts across a 9,200 square feet rectangular plot diagonally, fulfilling the family's requirements of a large outdoor garden as well as spacious interiors. Natural light brightens the home up and complements the bold materials. If you want to know more about this project story, click on the link mentioned in the description below. It will take you to our website buildofy.com where you can become a member and download full PDF ebook including the detailed floor plans, section, elevation with dimensions and the material palette. You can download 250 plus PDF ebooks of the houses pan-India. Our members also get to watch a detailed 23-minute film where the architect explains the front facade and walks us through the garden, living room, staircase area and other facilities. Till then, I hope you enjoy this video.
When you look at this house, you don't know whether this house is actually a triangle in plan. It doesn't feel like it is an angular plan because rooms are not triangular. The used spaces do not feel like they are at an angle. It's obviously when you see the boundary wall, you see there is a displacement in terms of angle. It is not unique because we wanted it to be unique. It is unique because client desired it to be unique and the client itself has unique ideas. So this house is located in DLF phase 1. Typically Gurugram is now filled with a lot of developer apartments, so everybody tend to make a stilt and 4 floors. The entire design philosophy actually stems out of the attitude of the client towards this house. It's a nuclear family. There are parents, there are 2 kids, young kids and their father. So it's a family of 5 in total. They wanted a house which feels like a home. It's something which is comfortable to live in and not something they want to show and host parties in. Yet they want privacy. They don't want the kids to be on the road. Everything from the material choices to the colors, everything they wanted to be robust, not something which is a pain to maintain. The bedroom requirement was just 4 bedrooms, which is actually 2 kids, the father's room, a guest room, and their master bedroom. So we had this plot of land and we were thinking how to figure out a relationship between the inside and the outside. Also, another thing which they said, that's what their fantasy was, to live in a sloping roof house. So they wanted the sloping roof, they wanted the skylight. That is something which they had shown us some reference images. That's the kind of house they like. And we said, why do we always divide a plot orthogonally? Why couldn't we divide the entire thing diagonally? Basically, this became the design where this entire thing was your garden. And then this, we put a sloping roof, sloping down here and here. This is their southwest facade. Kitchen in terms of zoning comes here. And the entire house is connected to the kitchen through this central family space, and all your bedrooms come here and living room. We sort of made a boundary wall as per and the gates as per this tree, so we didn't let this tree die at all during the construction. So the idea always has been to think of materials which are the end finishes from the beginning. So we thought of concrete as the main material, but the grey concrete was looking too morose, too not residential enough. We did experiment with a lot of colors and then we zeroed in on red. Everybody liked red, and I think from day one, our idea was red. It was giving the best aesthetic and it was popping, the entire thing. And so some of it is grey concrete, some of it is red concrete. It is not a structural concrete, it is a concrete over a brick wall, but it is casted on site, everything. So these kind of small detailing makes the house experience richer and richer, even for the client. The entry of the house, it's not very grand. It's an introverted house. It's something which is meant only for the residents. So you enter through a very small lobby and you have a corridor, and then on the right of the corridor is your formal living room, which has a sliding door which mostly always remains shut. You're entering this house from a very sort of a narrow alley kind of a situation. So even your lobby is not very grand. So the grandness of the house is not meant for somebody who's a guest. The grandness is meant for the family. And that's why when you enter through this 4 feet corridor, but the end of the corridor is this huge, grand, almost more than 20 feet family living, where house actually comes together in this space. The family room is which has the largest view. It has a very large, almost the entire expanse of the garden has a full glass sliding, so that you can completely enjoy the garden while you're sitting inside. You have a pergola outside, which is like a veranda where you can sit when there is rains. You can enjoy your garden. Your kitchen is at a visual from everywhere. You can visually see your kitchen. And then we said, why not take the triangle, which anyways is what the house is, and create something interesting. So we did do this sort of a triangular wooden counter, which becomes the breakfast counter. When we were designing the staircase, we realized, what if we think of them as these large concrete steps, and the rest of the steps can be filled in. The idea is that the scale of those large steps goes with the scale of the space. Another unique and interesting feature which we've done for the first time in this house is the slide, which was completely, again, a complete client's requirement. They said that they want a slide in the house. From day one, they had the idea, and the slide is really not meant for the kids, it's meant for everybody in the house, and everybody does use it, is what I've come to know. Where should we put the slide? We had this sort of an atrium for the ventilation of the central space. We wanted the cross ventilation, so we needed the atrium in this corner. So we thought that we could have a slide which sort of starts from inside, but actually is completely an outside slide, and then it sort of, you come in. So when you go up to the first floor, you enter into the TV lounge, which is the only place where there is a television. The kids mostly use that place to watch television, and from there you can look down. Further down the corridor on the left-hand side are the kids' room, and on the end of the corridor on the right-hand side is the master bedroom. The kids' room was always meant to be one giant room. The kid bedroom was a very long room, which was thought of one large room with 2 toilets. One was here, one was here, and it is just divided right now with a partition. So they have 2 rooms, 2 entrances, but it's actually designed as one large space. The major light comes from the skylights. Even in the master bedroom, when you go, it has 2 heights within the master bedroom. So the bedroom is at a lower height, and outside the bedroom, you get a much larger space where there is a skylight. Though the room size is not very big, but the volume is substantial. So it doesn't feel, even if the footprint is small, the room doesn't feel very small. It's pretty interesting. From the master bedroom, that slit window, you just see the tree, the top line of the tree. So you always see the green from there. So when you're looking out, you don't see the neighbor house because it's not wide enough to capture the entire scenario outside. It is only wide enough to capture the greens outside. And skylight is from where you're getting the major amount of light. Whenever we design, we don't design for rating, but we design for comfort. And if you design for comfort, it is automatically designed as per environment. So your south facade has minimal windows. Most of the windows are facing north or northeast. So that automatically reduces the heat gain. You have a huge thermal mass because of concrete. So the heat gain, it's actually insulating the entire house. And the most unique and important feature is that we have radiant heating and cooling, which is actually reducing the air conditioning load of this house to around 25 to 30% less. The idea of this house is actually simply this. That's the idea. And I think that is where the beginning of the interesting idea happened. Everything after this follows this progression and follows that line of thought. Architecture is never one person's work. Jaini, I would mention her name, she really worked very hard and a lot of inputs. It's a collaborative process. Clients, which we always forget, is a very important aspect of all the designs. They have to be in on all your ideation. Once you take the client into confidence, we've never faced any problem in convincing them about absolutely unique and different ideas. It is all buildable.